Hello and welcome to Titan Esports. Believe this is the week 1 match that needs to be replayed between TOS Sherbert and the replacement team Anonymous Esports Ruby. I'm Kappa Crusader, followed by I Mute You. Let's just get right into this draft.
Yeah, we're here on a Tuesday instead of a Sunday. Getting paid overtime for this. Can't wait to get that paycheck.
If only.
Forsaken.
I believe it looks like Glacial Sherbert is using an E-sub, so they have to adhere to not having 2 bans. And on the side of Ruby Esports, we have the Thresh and Varus ban. Glacial Sherbert, or TOS Sherbert, bans the Rek'Sai in response, as Julian is known to play a lot of Rek'Sai.
Yep, so if you look at Ruby's side, Sentimento, he was a previous jungler last year. He says he doesn't only play Rek'Sai and J4, but if you look at his solo queue, NAOP.GG, it's literally 2 months of J4 and Rek'Sai.
Yep, and
J4 get taken away, so taking that from Sentimento as well. But this Ruby team coming in, I mean, obviously a very strong roster. And a lot of these players like flex lots of weird different champions. So a lot of non-meta stuff to be expected here.
we can only hope so. I love seeing off-meta picks. Thus far, though, nothing really out of the ordinary. We see a lot of Cassiopeia here at Titan. The Wukong, I believe we haven't seen just yet. I could be wrong on that.
But I don't think we have seen a Wukong yet, but I know Griffey World played that in finals last year against... Who did they play last year? Baka Preschool? Or no, I have no idea who they played again. I forgot. Leaf Elite's Foss's team. Syndicate.
Syndicate T1, now known as The Plan is Simple. Zaya Rakan getting locked in from Glacial Sherbert. I'd say that's a very good pickup, waiting until they can use both picks to grab the lovers. Quinn on the side of Anonymous Esports Ruby. I have no doubt that is going to Elspeth, our resident trash talk hermit, is the best way I can put him.
He's probably, I mean, with this team comp right now, it looks like these picks can pretty much go anywhere they want. So it's pretty unique, the fact that they can just look at Glacial Sherbert's team comp and just put them wherever they want.
Yep, we see Orianna getting banned on the side of Ruby. They do not want the command shockwave. Plus it busts up the combo from that J4 and Orianna have. A Morgana ban on the side of Sherbert. I could be a little behind here because I have the stream open and not the actual draft.
Could be, yep. You're probably a little bit ahead, actually.
I'll come back stronger.
Either way, Galio comes down as a ban from Ruby, which kind of
Elspeth was on my team at Abusement Park, and then basically he wasn't starting week 1, so he decided to leave. And it makes sense because Glacial Rising Phoenix dropped out of the league, so now he basically brought in some of Leaf Elite members back. As Soraka comes back, and that's been a popular top lane or support pick as of late.
At least here in Titan, it's been a very popular support pick. Seeing it for just about 2 weeks in a row now.
Yeah, so the new team Ruby that they have I'm Bad, You're Awful top lane, Sentimento in the jungle, Griffey World in the mid lane, Elspeth AD carry, and then Dreamer. So I'm Bad, You're Awful and Dreamer are 2 new players, but they've been playing together in Upsurge.
No, then if the tables were turned,
as Vigar gets picked up here by Glacial Sherbert to kind of cause chaos with his cages.
Yep, it will be a hindrance for that Wukong and Quinn to get to try and get into those fights. Quinn using her ult and Vault, I believe the name of the ability is called. Malphite getting picked up on the side of Glacial Sherbert. That is a man.
I think we're going to be expecting jungle here, unless it's going to be a Wukong jungle, which is not really the best. I think Wukong solo lane is much better than jungle, just because he's able to get more CS and farm.
I would have to agree with you there. However, I am an advocate for Wukong jungle. I like it. Um, even if you fall behind, you're still an R knockup. You know, you're still an R button. Still cause disruption. And Zed, Grifu World's Zed, the used to play that a lot back in 3-0 esports, but now we see it here in Titan. That's going to be a tricky matchup for the Vigar. I wouldn't be surprised if we actually see Vigar and Malphite switch. You know, Malphite is able to handle the Zed a little better than the Vigar.
Yeah, so it looks like a Cassiopeia top lane against a Malphite, where Malphite's traditionally really picked into an auto-attacking, heavy AD comp. Which, I mean, minus the Cassiopeia, Ruby is all of AD, but let's see if he can survive lane, because Cassiopeia, even though she's top lane, she's still very strong.
Yep.
I think I would have liked to see more of maybe like a Maokai top lane for them to maybe secure whoever's going to be top lane, because if you have a J4, he's going to be looking for early ganks. But
yeah, I do have to say on the side of Sherbert, I do like the drafting a little bit better than Ruby's. However, there is a significant gap in solo queue ranks, which generally comes down to execution and macro. I do think that if Ruby has a bunch of comfort picks, which is possible with the Zed, the Quinn, the Cassiopeia, it could be quite the dismantling of Sherbert. Oh. I guess somebody picked the wrong champion.
so Ruby's comp, I mean, even though on paper it may not look as good as Glacial Sherbert's, it's really made for this playing for their strengths. So they know they have really strong solo laners and players in general. So a lot like Zed into Vargar, Zed's gonna win that matchup fairly easily, unless he gets camped there by the J4. And then Cassiopeia shouldn't really worry about anything with the Malphite top. But they have the Wukong, Quinn, and Zed looking all for picks too in the sideline, so it's going to be really tough for Glacial Sherbert to kind of match them in the sidelines here. They may look for a 1-3-1 here on the Ruby side.
Yeah, but I don't really think they have a comp that can do a 1-3-1 against that Ruby side of thing. Or I'm sorry, I was a little zoned out. Were you saying Ruby was looking to 1-3-1 or
Yep.
Sherbert was looking to
So if I was Ruby, if things go bad, I would look for a 1-3-1. But it looks the Zed and Wukong or even Quinn could be split push. She gets to the fight's pretty fast with her ultimate.
Yep.
Because you're assuming Zed's going to be taking Ignite here, trying to be aggressive as possible, get early kills on this Vigar.
Oh yeah, that Vigar is going to have a awful time in lane. Zed should punish Vigar early and often. That's why I'm saying we might see the swap if Malphite just follows around the Zed and the Vigar follows around the Cassiopeia. Things might end a little better. Cassiopeia having no boots and a low movement speed early on can and should get caught by those cages often. Though, as I said, it also comes down to execution.
Yeah, so Quinn's great at kiting too, so even like J4 tries to gank her, she can just eat J4 as he's engaging on top of her, which makes her pretty safe in lane there.
Yeah, but that is going to be bottom lane, I believe. So Rakan pressing W, trying to go in, just gets kicked to the face and get told to sit still. But it is also Xayah Rakan. They do have quite the combo. The lovers
And
can
Xayah's
pump
always
up
nice with J4 because you basically just trap everybody inside the J4 ultimate, and that's pretty much guaranteed to get all your feathers to come back to you and hit all the enemies trapped.
And no doubt I'm going to adore watching the trash talk after this game, because
Yeah, okay.
yeah, well, yeah, okay, isn't isn't a part of these matches.
Shout
Though
out to my boys, yeah, okay for.
I love them.
I basically memed their logo with the yeah okay song I keep on posting. Pop Tart was supposed to do it for me, but she didn't. But let's see. I mean, in terms of level 1 here, not really too much on the Ruby side for level 1. I think even Glacial Sherbert doesn't really have a level 1 comp here too, so maybe just standard 5-point on each side.
More than likely, I do believe the stronger side of the level 1 would be, I want to say Ruby, because if Quinn gets her passive locked onto somebody, that's a bunch of extra damage that's going to go down with that auto attack. And Wukong has his natural attack speed buff on E if he were to grab that first. But overall, it does not look to be a very level 1 oriented game. My question is, though, are we going to see It's Jinja over there take the Glacial Augment, or are we going to see a more traditional bursty kind of, Comet Vigar or Electrocute? Both, actually, the Electrocute on paper is awful, but point being, just a more bursty version or more utility.
But I mean, the Glacial Augment rune is pretty standard on Vigar, but I mean, in this situation where you're going against like basically these three assassins with Wukong, Coin, and Zed, I think you kind of just go maybe the Electrocute build. I don't know. I mean, you do get kind of naturally tanky with the 2 items there, but they don't. Actually, no, you don't, because they don't give mana, so you don't really get too much health from there. The Electrocute build, at least you can go maybe Protobelt to Zonios after Loot and Zeko, but I'm not mid-min, I'm just a jungler, so what do I know?
Small brain junglers unite. Now we just gotta wait out the spectator delay, pause at 12, and then we can get going forward with this match.
Yeah. I don't think Ruby really has to worry about a Jarvan level 2 gank here, because, I mean, they have a Malphite solo lane, a Vigar solo lane, and then a Xayah solo lane, so they don't really have any bursts, per se, for killing somebody level 1.
Yeah, we may see the Jarvan just do the typical pathing to get to level 3, then look to try and gank anywhere. Though to be honest, I don't have high hopes. None of those lanes, with the exception of the early Cassiopeia, looks very gankable. The Quinn kick, the Soraka silence, the Cassiopeia miasma once she hits level 3. It's all very, very difficult to have to maneuver around. Oh, and the Zed Shadow, because if he gets caught in a EQ combo, just W's away.
Yeah, I mean, Cassiopeia naturally, she doesn't build boots, and so she'll be a bigger target in the top lane to gank as J4, but you have a Malphite, so Malphite really only comes online when you have the 6 to really get pressure on them. I don't think Cassiopeia is really going to have a hard time at all in that lane. As we load in the screen, we get to see the runes, see if there's any bad runes. So Vigar did elect to get the Glacial Augment rune. Got Lethal Tempo on Xayah, Guardian on Rakan, Conqueror on J4, and Comet on Malphite.
The only thing that stands out to me as anything different is the Electrocute on Quinn. Typically in bot lane, you see a lot of press the attack, lethal tempos, but I don't know Quinn. I guess Quinn goes Electrocute.
Yeah, Quinn should be fine going Electrocute here. It's basically, it just goes with her kit, of her combo with her EQ. Solo lane, I think I would go more, maybe if she was top lane, maybe press the attack is a little bit better. But I'm surprised she didn't, no Nimbus Cloak on the Quinn there. Nimbus Cloak is a pretty good run on her.
Yep. As I said earlier, small brain jungler. I don't deal much with with AD carries. There's a reason I'm not in that role. I cannot CS.
Yeah, so I'm gonna look for Griffu to be all out aggressive here on this Vigar. Probably, maybe just keep it even CS, keep the wave mid lane, or have it slow push to hit him, and then level 3 look for good trades and maybe a Wukong gank. If Zed gets ahead on this Vigar, then Wukong and Zed can just really control the map. and make this J4's life miserable in the jungle. Also, Radiant Wukong, that's probably the best skin for Wukong, I think.
Ooh, I don't know. Jade Dragon is pretty good
J-Dragon, yeah, that's true. As we come into the game, stuck at 0 seconds again.
too. Spectator bugs.
Spectator
Riot.
bugs, yeah.
Riot, please fix.
Maybe they paused, that's why. That happened yesterday. Nope.
Nope. I'm just immediately getting caught up now. 6, 7, 8, 9,
I've
10,
got friends in high
11,
places.
12.
Pause!
Oh, I missed. I looked away from my. I looked away from my monitor.
Okay, you're just a jungler.
Small brain jungler, baby. All right, I'm at 12.
Same.
13, 14, 15, 16.
I'll do half a second late, but whatever.
Oh, I'm half a second late.
No, I think I'm a half a second late, but it's okay.
All good. Pause play. Should be half a second. 29, 30, 31, 32.
33. Yep.
All right, we're good. All caught up.
30 seconds
On the
until
side
minions
of
spawn.
Sherbert, we see a double bush. That's a very strange 5-point, but I can sort of see where they're going with that, putting the
So you see the traditional 5-point on the Ruby side here, where Glacial Sherbert, I don't know what this is, it's stacking Malphite Viger, but nothing's happening, so doesn't really matter.
Minions have spawned.
Yeah,
Just see what would have happened if Ruby invaded through top side here and went through the round, blue buff, and then came behind these two.
I'm not quite sure. I don't quite get it. But what am I but a gold shitter? Or
So Wukong's electing to
that.
start red, which is telling me that he's listening to Elspeth, and Elspeth likes junglers that can't bot lane.
That makes sense. Those elemental dragons are pretty powerful at the moment. With the souls being well, still up in the air as the dragon isn't spawned yet, but souls easily becoming a winning point for some teams.
So they should see that Cassiopeia has less mana than full bar, so they should be able to call out that, even though bot lane did a flake leash that Wukong started red side here. And Ruby did ping out that J4 did start red, so they know where both junglers are, hopefully.
Yeah, we see the Wukong doing a typical buff romp buff pathing. Question
So
is,
Wukong coming over to his blue side and starting Gromp before blue, I like that too.
see some
This
early
Rakan gets a nice
aggression
knock up here.
Go for the eye.
bot lane. Oh, Rakan might be a little. Nope, he barely gets out of that. That was intimidating.
Yeah, that just shows the burst of a Quinn, and Quinn did elect to take a exhaust as Shiraka took the heal. That's really powerful for her to be in the side lane there as a catching people out.
I know that's something AD carries have been doing lately, taking their own form of self-peel in the form of exhaust or some barriers. Occasionally a cleanse, though don't know exactly how much it helps, how much it doesn't.
So J4's looking for a gank here on the Zed. Vigart missing his cage, but even Zed just forcing all in on here on J4. Gets the kill.
Turns the fight onto J4, popping his ignite and his flat, managing to get first blood.
So if you're just gonna throw the cage out like that, you can't go for a max rank cage on Zed. You gotta just put him in the middle there, or once you miss that cage, you kind of just gotta leave that gank.
Would have to agree on that. We see Wukong up top using his Nimbus Strike, I believe he is called, and the crushing blow, but nothing comes out of it as Malphite is too tanky at the moment and just walks away.
Yep, so Cassiopeia is just going to be looking to stay in lane until she gets her tier. J4 going for bottom scuttle, Wukong for top scuttle here.
It looks like
So
we
double
see,
buffs on the Zed, so that's going to be huge for him getting the first blood here against the serrated Dirk.
we see bot lane rotating up to contest that scuttle and get some deep vision to keep track of that J4. However, J4 finishes the scuttle in time and manages to get out.
I like that. That's something I've been having my team kind of do a lot of times now too. If I get top scuttle there, I want my bot lane. If they have priority, I'm gonna go just bully the jungle on those crab there.
Definitely.
Wukong looking at counter jungle here at the wolves here. Knows he has priority over the
Eyes in the sky.
J4.
Yep, we see J4 hovering bot lane. Are we going to see anything come out of it?
Pings go out. They know he's there. They got that warded. Looks like keep the ward there instead of getting the free XP and gold. As Wukong just counter jungling his entire top side here, so
There was
Cassiopeia
a
just has to be careful.
Gromp and blue buff were up when Wukong walked over there, so all he got, I believe, were wolves.
Just wolves. Okay.
We see some very slow play here. There was a flash forward by, or a flash away from, by the Vigar, not wanting to let that Wukong and Zed get on top of him, just trying to scale up.
Rakan going for engage here, misses completely, splits the minions here. Minions as in the champions. J4 coming behind Elspeth, just great gank.
Now, J4 finds himself at the right place at the right time and manages to take down the Quinn. Are they going to get the Soraka? She falls as well. That is a double kill for the side of TOS Sherbert.
Yeah, so it just looks like to be at the right place at the right time for J4. I mean, Ruby doesn't seem to be respecting where J4 could be, or maybe they lost track of where he was. Wukong kind of cleared up the top side and had wards there, so they knew he had to be on the bottom half of the map.
Now the question becomes, who is going to aim for that first dragon, and how are they going to get to that, to get that
Yes.
objective?
Soraka did pick up that kill too on the Xayah, so not the best person to get the gold on, but an early Holy Grail wouldn't hurt.
See, the Twitch chat is going against the TOS Sherbert side of things.
The good old meme of Rick. You can't say loser anymore. His name's not Lou. It's Rick.
Remember Rick and Morty. No.
Rick James. So I mean, both teams playing this pretty slow now. Dragon is up. No team seems to be really prioritizing that Ocean. Ocean's really good on the Soraka side here. As Zed just looks for an all-in here on Vigar. Ults him with the cage.
And
Got lucky there that the cage would despawn, so he didn't get stunned twice there, but
I believe if you get stunned once, you can just walk through it. I wouldn't take my word on that, however.
I think that's how it works, but that's why I said it that way.
Yeah, I'm not entirely too sure either. We'd see the...
Like I said, just little brain junglers here, so we don't know macro or mechanics, right?
we know macro more than mechanics, I'd say.
True.
We see the side of Anonymous Esports Ruby looking to get this dragon. Doesn't look like any contention from the side of, other than a half-hearted steal by Rick. No contention from the side of TOS Sherbert. That would be an Ocean Drake to the side of Anonymous Esports Ruby.
So this Wukong's gonna be 6 hitting this blue side here, so since the Zed's so far ahead right now, I kinda wanna see if they'll maybe prioritize diving this enemy bot lane here with the Glacial Sherbert team. As J4 looking on the Cassiopeia, that looks like a free kill.
Looks like that Cassiopeia got a little too greedy there, trying to steal the blue buff from J4 slash Vigar. And
Yeah,
just
probably
gets caught
just
out
trying
for
to
it.
get vision, but seeing Malphite walk through the wave that you left there for him, it's gotta know somebody's gonna be collapsing on you.
Right, we see Wukong here on bot. Uh-oh, Rakan goes in with the quickness and grand entrance, but manages to find his way out immediately. A flash forward from Wukong with the Nimbus Strike, followed by Cyclone. And that is just barely going to be enough with the passive of Quinn picking up the kill onto what?
Oh my god.
Eyes in the sky.
So Malphite, instead of backing with the kill on the well, he didn't get the kill on Cassiopeia. J4, no, he did get the kill on Cassiopeia. Just decides to try to push the wave in, but Cassiopeia TP's back and gets him so low and dives him. flashes for no reason there, but Baraka heal coming out. J4 still here with this bot lane here. No summoners on this bot side. Probably waiting for this Rakan to come by. Does have Cataclysm.
Is he gonna let them walk
He's
away?
going now.
Nope, he's on vision from the...
Has Cataclysm, he can just R somebody. Gets them both here. Nope.
Looks like they're just gonna turn their attention onto the Soraka. Down comes the Cataclysm. That leaves Soraka stuck inside the little arena. See the ult coming down from Xayah, and Zed Zed finds his way into the party, going on top of Xayah, taking her down. That just leaves Rick and J4. And oh, Vigar's here now.
And these Vigar cages are not hitting. It's killing their team.
But thankfully, Vigar being there manages to get the rest of the team out. J4 having to flash away from the Zed.
Yeah, Zed is playing like a man right now. He's not respecting their team at all.
He's already got a completed Ghost Blade versus no completed items other than maybe some half items on the side
So
of
I mean,
Sherbert.
in that the whole skirmish there in the bot lane, you see how well that Ruby's bot lane kind of are. Instead of just clumping up together with the Soraka and Quinn for the Cataclysm to get them both of them die, they kind of separate. Soraka sacrifices herself, and then Elspeth runs top to River for his Zed. So they kind of end up evening out the trade on a bad gank.
Yep, we already see 2 completed items now on the side of Ruby with a
Sanguine Blade on Quinn.
thank you. Yes, I remember watching quite a few explanations of Quinn, but those were all talking about Quinn top. The Sanguine Blade is pretty strong and keeps her in fights for much longer. And the completed
It's very
Ghost
good for
Blade,
split pushing for her too.
we see Cassiopeia almost finishing her Archangel's? No, it's not. Is it Archangel staff now? I'm not quite sure.
For which item?
The tier and the lost chapter. I know the
Oh, yeah.
finished item is Seraph's Embrace, but I know that's not the not the stacking item. Zed trying to find J4 in his own jungle, but coming up short with nothing. And
Cassiopeia just looking at so much damage here on this Malphite who has no MR.
he decided the rush for Bami Cinder is the way to go here. Would have to solidly disagree. But we're flashes popped, and we're back to some neutral ground.
Wukong getting a little aggressive here on the J4 with Rakan right behind him.
Khan went a little too far, not finding the Wukong on his grand entrance, popping the quickness, finding the stunned Wukong, but not anybody else. And it would appear that TOS Sherbert is trying to go on the back foot. J4 falls, and the Infernal Drake's up in 10 seconds. That's it's probably another Infernal Drake going, or another Drake to the side of Ruby.
Yeah, so instead of Ruby's side electing to kind of really control this top side of the map with Cassiopeia and potentially dive, as Spotlight's kind of engaging her.
That's quite the engage onto a Xayah. Rick popping his ignite, but nothing's really come of it.
Yeah, so like I was saying, Wukong's electing just to kind of stay towards mid and bot as he goes try to go for steal, but Wukong, Smite Arena, outsmites him.
Yep, but we see the Cataclysm come down onto the Wukong. Wukong just the Soraka keeping him alive.
Soraka difference here.
Soraka difference, I like it.
Those kind of things just tilt you off planet Earth. Maybe not them, but it does to me.
I know there's no completed Morella. We do have a grievous wounds on the side of Xayah, but I don't know if she was there for that fight. I believe she was, but you know, Soraka just laughs in the face of grievous wounds and Morello. I only wish that the man can come back, and we see the noxious. It's a noxious blast from Cassiopeia, doing just enough damage to take down this Malphite. He's now finished his Sunfire cape, so I guess that's good.
Yeah, if anything, what they should have done, they should have sent Viger top lane to match with Cassiopeia and then put Malphite against the Zed here.
Yeah, that's what I was saying early. Doesn't make quite a lot of sense to go the Sunfire Cape. Well, I guess a second item maybe, because there is a lot of AD on the side of Ruby.
It's going to be good for later in team fights, but in laning phase, it's just he's sacrificing so much as he's down like 50 CS now, and basically he got dove twice now in lane.
Yeah, you'd like to see the Spectre's Cowl come out right away instead of the the Sunfire.
Yeah, Abyssal Mask or at least some kind of MR, yeah.
Looks like attention is turned towards the Herald sweeping lens coming out. Or not sweeping lens, Vision Cone.
We have the Cinderhulk Wukong coming out too. Nothing wrong with that.
Makes sense, he is the primary engage for that team, he needs to stay alive. Yep, back down.
Soraka is 17 vision score compared to Rakan's 36. Support difference?
Well, we just saw the Soraka difference, but we do see a vision difference in the side of TOS Sherbert. Zed going in on to Vigar there, popping Death Mark and everything else, but I don't think it's going to be enough. That sequence.
Rolling back in, and wow, so aggressive.
Well played to the side of Griffin World, and meanwhile Zaya gets left alone in bot lane with Khan being up towards mid, and unfortunately gets dived, and yeah, things are not looking too hot for the side of Sherbert.
Now.
Yeah, those are the flashy Zed plays where you basically think he's out and he's not gonna come back, and he just R's back in onto his clone and kills you.
Was that his W clone or R clone? I thought his R clone was underneath the tower.
I think he did RW.
Oh well. Too much mechanics for my tiny little brain. Malphite just having to watch as Cassiopeia is on the wings of the Wukong, trying to come and take that Gromp, but J4 finds not exactly what he wants to. He flashed forward from Wukong, followed by the Nimbus Strike into Cyclone. The unstoppable force coming top lane. There's a lot happening.
Sunfire Cape doing damage there. As Quinn's rolling through 2 mid towers, taking all her health. Elspeth?
Quinn, hello? There's towers there, buddy. You can't walk through those.
Doesn't matter. Soraka difference here. Quinn's gonna be a whole full health in 3 seconds. So about a 6k gold lead here right now for Ruby. Khan getting caught out here and exhausted. Force gauge out.
What a strange game we're in.
So now a Sheen coming out for the Malphite. You know what that's? Is that a Frozen Gauntlet maybe in the future or what?
Nothing else screams Frozen Gauntlet to me with the Ruby Crystal, the Boots of Speed, and the Rejuvenation Bead.
Maybe it could be a Triforce, but I haven't seen that in a Malphite in a while.
It reminds me back to the days in Season 3.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
right now, Ruby is really strong with the Zed. As they look for engage here on the Quinn. But Dragon's coming up, and they're all set up right now for it.
Well, J4 EQing didn't. I guess he just understood his boundaries just enough there. But is that going to be another dragon?
Could be looking for a steal here. And Spiderino once again. Sentimento wins.
Sentimento. Cataclysm coming down. Cyclone. Second cast of Cyclone. I don't believe they lose this fight though. The Soraka keeping everybody alive. And the only two people standing on the side of Sherbert are the Malphite, who also had to flash out, and the Vigar, who was top lane.
Yeah, so these fights initially look like they're gonna go bad for Ruby, but Soraka's there just to heal everybody up back to full. Zed just doing his job of killing the only target with Grievous Roots being the Zaya. And
Not able
once
to
again,
match
this Cassiopeia
Cassiopeia.
just killing top laner.
The unsmiteable Sentimiento.
You know,
I don't know how to pronounce the name. I'm doing
Sentimento. That's what I say. Sorry, Julian, if I'm pronouncing that wrong.
from now on. He's
Going
doing
in after this Quinn. Saying, nah, too far.
just a little, just not far enough.
A little spicy mechanics right there. I like to see that. Zed looking for a Zaya pick right here. This is what this pick comp really is. Zed's just gonna pick off sideliners. Or is the Zaya? Zaya just admits. There. So R2 auto attacks and that's it. Then
I look good in dark.
With no Featherstorm to keep her up in the air, it's a little hard to survive the burst after the death mark, but I don't quite know. There's about an 8k gold lead between Anonymous Esports Ruby and TOS Sherbert. I don't know. There's quite a few problems that I see for Sherbert. The teams that, or the, not just the gold lead, but the gold lead on who is the problem with Rifu World being 6-2, having 2 completed items. The Wukong not dying at all, having a full Black Cleaver. Cassiopeia's on 2 items. Things are just looking grim here for Sherbert. Wonder just how long they can hold on.
Sherbert really understand how strong. 203 farm right now. She is so farmed, and even like, of course they know how strong she is because she's been tower diving for 3 kills. Once if she groups for team fights, it's gonna be over. And Zed just dives again with her his ult on cooldown on the Vigar.
Yeah, this Zed is a little out of hand as well.
Not electing to take a stopwatch rune or get an early stopwatch against this Zed. So Zed's going to be free to kind of do this on Zaya and Vigar until Vigar at least. Which will delay him from getting the Twin Shadow for the second item for his Glacial Augment build here. But I think as Glacial Sherbert here, you just really need to probably group as 5 right now. Nobody can really safely go in the solo lane except maybe Malphite. As Malphite gets an old magic mantle, so his first MR of the game.
Looking at the minimap, Ruby turns their attention to Baron, I believe is up at the moment. Yes, it is Baron. But are they going to have enough damage between just the Cassiopeia and the...
Good call by them, I like this.
Low, but yep, uncontested from the side of TOS Sherbert. And...
This is where the 131 is going to be so strong for them. But I don't know, Zed... Malphite's really tanky.
Zed perhaps picking a fight he can't take, having to flash out and use his W.
Does have the Soraka R still. He was confident. He didn't ask for it. J4 here for the... But Quinn and Rock are coming back here.
Yeah, Malphite has no unstoppable force, so I believe Malphite's just going to fall, just roll over, and J4 now finding himself solo in a 1v2 situation. Meanwhile, top lane,
Cassiopeia, but I don't know. They got her.
Yep,
So
Cassiopeia
good.
is going a little too far, getting caught under the baby cage and the tower.
Yep, so finally a good cage hit by the Vigar, but 23 minutes, maybe a little bit too late.
Yep, just quite possibly.
Go for the eyes.
I still want to know where the Sheen's building into. As Malphite builds the Spectre Cow.
Blue team's turret has been
Finally we see some
destroyed.
MR, but I think it's a little too late. Too little too late.
3 items completed here on Cassiopeia. She is so strong.
Meanwhile, the only 3 fully completed items we have on the side of Sherbert is the Sunfire Cape from Malphite. And the Essence Reaver for Zaya. Is it going to be enough? The Cyclone coming out.
Times the charm, right? Kappa? Yes, it is. Can't win every game of Smite Arena here. As Glacial Sherbert's going hard in this team fight here on the back line. Finally focusing Soraka.
Valor to me.
Soraka falls, but at what cost? We see 3 members of Sherbert fall. That looks like Zed is turning his attention onto Vigar. Vigar managing to get out, but J4 will fall. And with the Baron minions, we might just see the final push here from
Valor
Ruby.
to me.
It's
Unless
worth
they're
it. He gets a nice little color next to his name, J4 now. Welcome to the TS Gladiator League. So, losing that air Drake doesn't really do anything for Ruby here. They're still full control of this lead. 14k gold lead. Wukong getting caught here.
We see a bunch of question mark pings also coming
Guess
down.
it, maybe just be a 1v3 this.
The fight looking to continue. Vigar falls,
He's so
Saya falls,
strong.
and Rakan falls. There isn't much at the side of TOS Sherbert. We see the Dragon Strike and the Demacian Standard coming down, followed by the Cataclysm. Malphite used his Unstoppable Force, and it's not a... You see that
Yeah,
gold.
so many different carry champions here on the Ruby side, where you take one of them down, there's 3 others to deal with, so...
Yep, spam words coming down, gotta get that vision score up. Even though I don't know if it does exactly that. But that gold lead is now developed into about 15k. Looks like the Baron buffs have run out, but they're now down left to 1 tower. Looks like Anonymous Esports Ruby is just gonna back off almost. No, looks like they're gonna continue trying to push this down.
BG's coming in the alt chat already from Glacial Sherbert, but
TOS Sherbert, not Glacial. Ah.
oh yeah, I forgot they got kicked. Sorry.
Oh. Let's not talk about org politics on stream there, friend.
So we have you, Kappa. You keep me in line here.
It doesn't look like there's much that Sherbert can do at this point. That gold lead
What percent
has,
chance do you give Sherbert winning this game, Kappa?
this game in particular?
Yeah, like Vegas odds. If I bet $1, what am I getting if they win this game? Probably like
friend,
$1 million.
If they did, I would. If it was just a bet between you and me, that $1 would have to turn into a mystery skin or something along those lines if they managed to. It's just at any rate, I think anything they can do for this game is too little, too late. Just regroup mentally and focus on the next game instead of trying to, make something happen this game.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's looking really rough as Malphite's getting engaged here, but Ruby's just looking to get another inhib here, slowly push the game. Queen's on the opposite side of map pushing it.
Looks like a friendly laugh
Dance party.
off.
Would be embarrassing if they lose the game and the dance off.
Looks like they're down to their the second to last inhibitor tower. Anonymous supports Ruby, just waiting on the minion waves. Zed shepherding the middle wave of the supers. TOS has to turn their attention over there. They leave Malphite to
getting
go
top
deal
for
with
free.
that.
As Vargas kind of coming up.
Yep, the split pushing Quinn.
Baron
the
coming
engage
up in
from
the next
Rick.
minute. As Rakan's looking to engage here on the Soraka gets that for free.
They pop everything onto that poor unicorn.
Not everything. They got 3 ultimates left, but yeah.
That's all of their engage ultimates, with the exception of the J4 ult. And yeah, looks like Anonymous Esports is just going to keep hammering away at the base, waiting for those minion waves. But I guess Sherbert has just enough wave clear to not have to worry about it. Up here comes the engage from Wukong, the Nibis strike into the Cyclone. But
Blown up by the Vigar ultimate. Zed coming back on the re-engage here.
Yep, and J4 gets caught by the Cassiopeia ult, drops his ult and flashes away. Cassiopeia's just stuck inside. Not enough turret damage to take that down. And here we finally see them on the last turret, except... What? Okay, a bunch of flashes coming out.
So their Cassiopeia has basically 30 more health than the Malphite on Sherbert's side, so she's tanky.
A summoner has disconnected.
Pretty convincing win, I would say. Some sloppy fights by the side of Ruby, but I mean, I think in all those fights they kind of came. They went at least even.
At the very least.
Check these graphs. So J4 almost doing as much damage as Zaya. And Cassiopeia leading with about 24,000 damage. Let's see healing done.
But all said and done, who is your MVP for this this game out of the best of 3?
So I think there are 3 main carries in terms of I'm Bad, You're Awful, Griffu, and Elspeth, and even Senti played. They all played very well. But I think with the game plan, they basically left Cassiopeia on an island, knowing that she was in a favorable matchup, and she basically towered of whoever came up to her, farmed very well, and came online like mid game for them just to really clean up team fights. So I would have to give it to the Cassiopeia overall.
I agree that Cassiopeia, once she got her items, did a lot of work. And yeah, that's really all there is to that one. It's just almost
Senti played it very well, ensuring that Cassiopeia basically had good tracking of the jungler and Vision top lane to not get ganked there by that J4. She got caught one time trying to get Vision into the blue side when Wukong was bot lane, but only a couple mistakes there for the Cassiopeia.
I want to say that Cassiopeia was on the blue buff, but I can't say that with any form of confidence without looking at the replay myself. Either way, just... So if you were the side of Sherbert, how would you change your game plan in order to try and get a win here?
I think I would just go either more comfort picks. I don't know. I really don't know what champions they really play, but probably something that's stronger early game. It doesn't really need to scale up like that. If you're gonna pick an aggressive jungler like that, you kind of need like some lanes to complement with that. The Viger and Malphite are not gonna really help with any ganks with that J4 early on. They're gonna be better late game, of course, but early on you're not gonna get too much of a lead, and that's really basically where they fell behind.
So laners to complement the J4 if they decide to pick it again. Yep.
I just don't think overall their team is as strong collectively as Ruby, so they'll probably have to try to maybe do a cheesy comp or just an early skirmish comp and try to end the game as quickly as possible. Try to make as little mistakes as possible.
Just a matter of waiting for this next game. And with that, then we will be right back as soon as everything gets in order. right, everybody, welcome back to the matchup. Welcome back. Oh, excuse me, to the match of Anonymous Esports Ruby versus TOS Sherbert. We are waiting on getting a draft, and then be right into it. Oh, did you not? Do you get the? Oh, okay.
So Sherbert losing a
right.
ban again for the E sub.
Leave nothing behind.
Cassiopeia and Rexa getting banned here by Sherbert.
Yep, on the side of Ruby, they banned Forest, Thresh, and Syndra, with the Olaf being first picked, a Set getting locked in by Sherbert, followed by a Galio.
So Sherbert kind of showing another heavy team fight kind of mentality here with the Set and Galio. Olaf very strong early jungler.
Justice takes wing.
Quinn being picked up again by Elspeth with Yumi.
Ooh, the Yumi Olaf combo. The invincible or unseeable man running at you full force with a Yumi ult is not something to joke about.
It's not how much time you have.
See Echo picked up by Sherbert. Echo, of course, being one of the better or one of the solo queue favorites for jungle. Though it could be the Galio and the Echo can be flexed into mid lane and support. As you said, it could just be another cheese. You know, it could be a cheesy draft with where are we going? We don't know.
Deny me.
Yeah, so I mean the Galio could be support mid lane, Set could be top, jungle, mid, support, Echo, jungle, mid.
Yep, we see the Zed ban from Sherbert having to ban Rifu off of that off of
Yeah,
one
so
of his
Blitz is a
favorites.
nice ban anytime you're picking Yumi because unfortunately Yumi you're dependent on whoever you're on top of to dodge the hook.
Leona coming through, or a Leona ban coming through on the side of Anonymous Esports Ruby, and Mordekaiser ban from Sherbert.
Three supports being banned out here, so showing lots of respect for Rick.
As much as the Discord server likes to tease him, you know, sometimes you gotta respect the play. Just waiting on the pick from Sherbert.
So Echo's not a bad jungler into Olaf early on, but
Oh.
Earth game picked up here. Looking at chat, that is Kaisa.
Supposed to be a Kaisa.
Interesting. So luckily I picked the AD, and now really Ruby's still trying to figure out where everyone's supposed to go here.
Kassadin getting picked up for Ruby.
So Cassadin won't be that bad into an Echo. We'll have trouble surviving a little bit early on and matching the shove of Echo. In top lane now.
Oh, who knows? Could be Olaf top Kane jungle. Could be Kane top Olaf jungle.
It's Kane top.
Turvy.
Sentimento doesn't play Kane. Kappa.
Anything can go anywhere.
Yeah, so you definitely need Grievous wounds here on the side of Sherbert between Kane, Olaf, and just a Yumi.
And Nautilus to round out the Glacial Sherbert comp. What do you think, Mute?
So I think this Nautilus is definitely going bot lane with the Kaisa to try to get a pick on this Quinn Yumi. The Set Echo, I don't know. I think probably maybe Set top lane, Galio mid, and Echo jungle. That doesn't to Kane though, but
Well, I'm not quite sure either. I know in jungle.
I think that's how it's going to be.
I know in jungle, Kane just wants to fight him over and over, get those red orbs.
Yeah, so any kind of early skirmish, 3-6, Echo kind of, if he gets a good stun on the Olaf, then he can win that fight. But Olaf has so much natural healing with his W and just true damage with his E that it really depends on how the situation is. I'd like to see kind of Sentimento play. He does have a more passive mid laner now until level 6 with Cassidy instead of Zed, so he may try to look to protect mid, give good vision mid lane to let Cassidy just get this level 16 and scale.
Yep, more slow play.
Olaf being picked first here, so they're kind of showing that Olaf is going to go top lane and maybe Kane jungler. As Set and Echo get picked for top jungler respectively too. You know, they do have till 30 seconds to trade, so
Is it 30 or 20?
either or. One of those, 30 or 20. Just don't let it go to 0. So
You guys can't hear her, but Quirky over there sounding like is making some noises. Apparently a cat versus keyboard situation. I'm not quite sure about that one myself.
we're looking to do a Galio mid is to really just kind of get 6 and then force dives bot lane, just ulting on top of the dive to really give good defensive stats for your team. The Yumi, I mean, they're really going to be down a person every dive, but Yumi does heal so much. But I mean, if they're getting CC to death with the Nautilus and Galio with this Echo jungle, then nothing really Yumi can do. She can't really heal over that CC.
Yep.
To be top jungler respectively still, as we get to 40 seconds.
They do have up until it's one or the other 30 or 20 to swap, but I don't believe they're going to. That's right. Olaf top versus a Set.
Yeah, I think they could have went either or for top lane. Kane top lane has been making a strong appearance with Red Kane. So tanky. If I think Senti would probably like to go Red Kane here.
Oh, definitely versus that team. There's so much burst and so much chances for red orbs. It would be almost insulting to wait out
Yeah.
the blue form.
That's a heavy dive comp here by the Ruby team. Olaf and Kane and Cassin are just really just trying to get the back line and just kill the carries. While as
Apparently,
Sherbert has a set Galio Nautilus, and even Echo's a little bit more of a bruiser build because he'll get low and he'll just ultimate and get all his health back, depending how much damage he took.
Yep, apparently me and you put Unda to sleep and he woke up to your voice.
That's Unda.
Yes, no docs. I mean, just click on.
Still waiting for my cookies to be sent to me, and he owes me a $20 RP card, but
Don't worry, I never got cookies either.
I can't communicate with him. He's been banned from the TES server, unfortunately.
Never got my cookies. The only person who did actually send me cookies was Sola9. And I can definitely tell you those cookies were. They were delicious.
Wait, is that Unda? He said he got. Loser gets smacked. I felt. All right, that's respect to Unda right there. That's a pretty good flame.
What kind of cookies? They were.
Chocolate chip, right?
No, they were.
Oatmeal raisin.
God, no, it was. Oh my god.
Macadamia nut.
It was some kind of like. Oh, it was black cocoa. With white chocolate.
Try hard.
They were
Black
Oh,
Lives Matter, Kappa.
don't get political in here,
Do you ever
please.
have one of those? I don't know what they call it, but freaking, my brother ordered freaking Papa John's the other day and got that brookie dessert. It's like the cookie
Oh,
inside a
yeah.
brownie. Oh, that's so
Yeah.
delicious.
When I was younger, I would take because I didn't know anything about cooking, I would take the pre-made chocolate chip cookie dough and shove Oreos inside of that and then bake that.
Holy crap, you're onto something, I think. Fried Oreos is like one of the best things ever, too. Didn't ask you, Quirky. Please let the men talk.
Oh,
Quirky,
oh,
eat a Snickers, you're
my.
turning into Major.
Deep fried Snickers, deep fried Oreos. Hell, around here we had deep fried Twinkies for a while.
Holy shit. Twinkies out of business, huh?
I just remember
Yes.
seeing it at carnivals.
You a funnel cake person?
I was up until I had to make them. I wasn't It wasn't at a carnival, but yeah.
I used to work at my baseball league snack bar.
All right, we're now getting into loading screen, getting to look over the runes. Olaf, Kane, Set, all have Conqueror.
So Quinn getting Grasp of the Undying now.
I don't know if that's meant to be disrespectful or if it's actually a strat. I don't know.
I'm gonna have to do some research here real quick.
I've seen some AD carries take Grasp before because, or before the buffs that went through anyway. Because tank stats mean don't die as often.
I pause at 12.
Oh, right, that's the thing.
Oh, nice
Well,
computer.
Well, I accidentally made it over to 17. I'll move back over and
You have to
to
rewind,
12.
press that backspace for me.
I'm at 12.
Battle Principal Yumi coming in here. Probably the best skin in this. What?
Oh.
Fried Chicken Esports making an appearance here.
Alright.
That was a quick 3,
Right.
2, 1, but alright. So, Fried Chicken Esports making an appearance here on the TOS Sherbert team. TOS.
Earl King.
I think that logo comes in second place to the K4. Both are very original. I like those.
Oh, are we going to see the invade? We are from the side of TOS Sherbert. The dredge line does
Rick
not
just
make
missing. He does that a lot.
it. Miss?
Miss.
Yeah, well, it looks like they're going to have to walk away, go back to their correct lane assignments, and we'll see Echo looking to start red side.
Minions have spawned.
So if I'm Sherbert, I'm expecting Kane to start Raptors into red buff here. So Echo is starting his red buff. Probably looking to try to get as much pressure on this bot lane as he can with Quinn and Yumi early. Which I agree with. I would like to see Echo kind of focus mid and bot lane here, try and get Cassidy behind early.
Yep, yeah, you are correct. The Kane starting Raptors, though.
Death Bush here, but it's warded, so Elspeth is just going to troll them here.
Yep, tosses out the Quinn Q, lands onto the, and the Yumi Q looked like lands onto the.
Since they're there, they kind of know that Sherbert's jungler starting topside here.
Yep, that ward over in the Raptor pit's going to give that.
Go for the eyes.
And yep, Farm City.
Yeah, so if you're Elspeth here, you kind of want this wave to shove into you with Yumi here. You're already prone to the ganks, you know the jungler's going to be bot side. Kane can't stay here for too long, even though Kane's full clearing this right side, he's going to go back to his top side here. As Naldis getting really aggressive here on the Quinn.
The they got the level 2 first. We see the flash out from
Flash
Elspeth.
coming out already.
Rick followed with his own flash and ignite. However, it wasn't enough. The Yumi healing proved way too strong.
Yep, so now Sherbert wants his wave to go back into him as Olaf is just trading so smartly and aggressively.
We see Kane near bot. Echo over at his blue buff. But it doesn't look like anything's gonna come out of it.
I'm curious if Olaf's still going to do the Q max or the E max here in the top lane. I remember Adrian, he's a one-trick ribbon player. He used to play Olaf top a lot, and he'd do this double axe kind of thing where his axe would be on the ground, and then he'll wait till his Q is off cooldown, and then he'll basically throw, and he'll have 2 axes coming off short cooldowns, so it's just so much damage. It's really good if you're actually freezing the wave, and it's such a long wave you can't get by that.
Gouge 'em, Valor.
Yep. We see bot lane looks like the freeze was broken on the side from Ruby's freeze was broken, which means it's going to shove in.
Yep, so Echo's here bot lane. Rick just trying to go for an engage here, but missing. Just let the Echo auto attack them. Fortunately, he has no flash, so he can't flash stun. And sets on this Olaf now.
First,
Ooh,
Flashing
two
the
flashes.
flash. Very nice mechanical play right there.
Yep, but Kane also finds his way topside. Are we going to see KZMS turn that around or just run away? Looks like he's just gonna try and run away. Or
Kane
maybe
could kill
not.
him here.
What the? Oh, KZMS manages to
Set
turn
getting
it.
a kill back, turning that around. Oh my.
Knuckle up. Haha, come here.
So I was hoping Kane would save his dash, his Q, to go through the set when he had the W, because his W was coming off cooldown there. But kind of grease a little bit.
Yeah.
Mock
We
Now
see
Set has blue
another
buff.
return gank bot lane. They're going to. Looks like they're going to catch the Yumi. Detached. That's another good sign. Back top lane though, that Set is just railing Olaf.
Yeah, so Olaf, once he's behind it, he really can't do anything here. He's just really,
Go for the eyes.
I don't know, I can't see him really doing too much against this Set. Set's so bursty. Olaf's kind of likes those sustained fights, and when he gets low, he can press W and kind of heal all the way back up. But he's electing for the Q max, and Sherbert's bot lane is just playing this perfectly. They're not shoving, they're kind of letting it slow push back, and then they're going to hope for it to rebound back in their favor so they can freeze it again. And really take advantage of the Elspeth and Mr. Otter having no summoners to get out from these ganks.
Yep, now it's oh, flash forward from Galio into the E and Q.
Not too sure about that one either, but trading flash for flash, I guess that's alright, but
KZMS.
one thing that
finds
Galio
Fate
makes him not
Breaker.
playable too much is he can't really flash taunt anymore.
Yeah, but you see him manage to figure out other ways of going in, whether it be the proto belt flashing first, then taunting, or as we saw there, flashing forward to go to extend the range of his E a little bit. Well, we have Kane up topside. Are we going to see anything come out of this?
Set's just going 1v2 if he comes.
The eyes.
He's playing this smartly. He's basically having this wave slow push back into his favor and negating all XP from this Olaf. Echo choosing to still stay bot side here. Like I said last game with the opposite sides here, we could have easily dove this top lane, but going for this Infernal Drake instead smartly.
Yep, the E comes down, knocks up the Cassidon, lines everything. That's only a quarter of Cassidon's health, not enough to really capitalize on anything else. But TOS turn to the Dragon, gonna go in favor of them. That's, I'd say, Infernal's probably one of the better ones they can get early on for that team. May not equate to a lot of damage, but it's going to be extra damage nonetheless.
Any dragon that's good for the enemy team is good on your side, so Infernal have been really good on the enemy side, so taking that away from them, really good for them. I would like to see them kind of make a play for this Herald too, to try to crash it on mid wave on this Cassidon.
From Valor.
spawning in about 30 seconds here, but they may want to just keep their bot lane against Elspeth here, as they have the wave frozen again, and Galio's coming down here.
Yep, Galio is now, or has been level 6. He can look through those ults to turn those fights around. But for the meantime, it's like they're just going to play it a little safer.
Quinn's not even 6 yet either, so I think Sherbert's, they may have 6, yep, they had 6 off this wave. Nada should be hitting 6 soon too. Set alright 2 levels ahead of this Olaf.
I can take
If that's all those deaths that add up a little bit.
Maybe just a full level here, as Olaf just gets 7. Has Echo topside, so Nox, as Galio's roaming up, pressing R there on the set.
Yep, the only person that's caught out now is the Kane. Oh, the Galio
Wow.
taunt manages to pick it up.
And that's perfect for them because literally Herald just spawned and now they're right there for, so good roam there by the Galio, having good map awareness, and then Set just playing aggressive because Echo is their top lane for him.
Yep, TOS this time looks a lot different than the last TOS we saw.
Yeah, so like I said, I was wishing for them to play a little bit stronger early game comp where, you know, now they have a carry top laner here instead of a Malphite, and he's winning this lane pretty hard and convincingly. As Echo's basically just doing his job on the map. He pressured bot lane twice already, and now he had a good counter gank here top lane.
Yep, we'll see exactly how far he can push the limits with Set. No.
So Herbert's gonna be missing some CS here as they basically had this big wave get slow pushed back into them. Nobody picks up that gold for the turret plate. Oh, actually no, they did.
I was about to say, I'm pretty sure it goes, where Elspeth was in range for that. I'd like to see this Kane just gank a little bit more. He needs to get that red farm if he's going to be doing anything. But
So ideally the lane he wants to do that's probably the safest, is probably this mid lane. I feel like if he goes top lane, Set can easily 1v2. And bot lane, with how Echo's been camping bot lane so far, and the potential of Galio just ulting back bot lane, mid lane's probably the safest for him.
maybe the safest, but he needs those orbs, otherwise he's already on 10 minutes, and, well, I don't know the transformation he's at now, but probably about a quarter? Maybe a little above that?
I don't know if I don't think there actually is a way to tell, right, on Spectator?
There is not a way to tell on Spectator. I'm just doing it off of the amount of times I've
Yeah.
played Kane.
Yeah, he got a good amount towards top lane, but then when he basically suicided himself into the set top lane, really not too much after. Bot lane going hard on this Quinn with the Nautilus ult, but Yumi ulting just responding back, Quinn going back in, good trade.
But Kane finds himself bot lane, and nothing comes out of it, even though he presses E, trying to go through the wall.
So now you just freeze this as Sherbert, and you basically re-engage when you have your jungler and Galio bot lane. Quinn stealing the scuttle from Echo, that hurts.
Oh, the flash forward from Set into the facebreaker, forcing Olaf to pop his ult.
That makes me angry. I think Echo should gank them now. Olaf just trying to survive the best he can in this top lane, and Set's just going to get probably 2 gold plates for this right now. Olaf does have TP, so maybe just 1. But forcing that TP, now they have TP advantage, and oh, no good wards here for Sherbert's side to counter gank right now in lane.
None at all, but they still do have Echo down there, and Dragon is coming up soon.
Yep, Mountain coming up right now. Looking hard on this Quinn here, and Quinn's just gonna fly by, maybe? No? Unfortunate. Maybe could have just recalled in that bush. Cassidy in here, I don't think Cassidy wants to be down here. Gets ignited. Galio... No, misses the taunt. Free Dragon right here now. Maybe Kane wants to play Smite Reno here now.
No, think he's just gonna get chased off. And without that
zoning
E
here.
up, he's not gonna be able to cross the wall. Wow.
So Olaf just getting zoned off again. The turret here. Just all these gold plays going to Set top lane. So Set right now, in terms of gold, he has. Let's see if I hit the right. 5.4k total gold compared to 3.4k of Olaf. So he has a 2k gold lead right now.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
Which is basically about the 4k gold lead that Sherbert has right now on Ruby. As a little fight happens here, mid lane.
Yep. We see Kane fall, cast it in. Might? Nope.
So I think Kane was just low from clearing jungle and then walked right into a Galio who basically full comboed her and death. So this is kind of scary right now for Ruby. I think they just need to slow down the pace of the game and try to scale up as best they can.
Turret plating will fall soon.
They may be able to just give up the next dragon, but I think they should just avoid fighting at all costs right now and kind of just let Cassidy catch up here, and Olaf especially. Olaf is so far behind. Basically just a health tank right now with the... Well, he has Executioner Calling and Kindle Gem.
We see Kane and Cassidy going just a little too hard to defend that tower. Kane popping his ult, double trespass. Galio comes down with Hero's Entrance, I believe. Yikes.
A really good Hero's Entrance there, keeping the set alive and preventing a shutdown go into the Quinn. And this Quinn could just get dove right here. Nautilus is here.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
I'm an independent cat.
Set TPing top lane. No plates for Olaf to get, but just don't want him to get that tower. As we're looking for a rift to come up in the next minute. So it was Galio's TPing top lane. Set reset. He's going to go bot lane now. So Sherbert looks to be kind of matching this Quinn and just following around where this Quinn goes everywhere. And now they're going to try maybe just get this bot tower or try to see what Quinn does to either dive her. But Rift Herald's up right now.
Yeah, but I honestly have to say I'd like to see Sherbert play a little more forward. Slow
I think this is 5-5 Sherbert. They're playing pretty high tempo. They're just going for tower and extending their goal lead. They know if anybody from Ruby's side kind of tries to defend this tower, they can basically just dive, so... Maybe, I don't like the fact of going here and giving up Herald. I think you get Rift and then do this play, but... Maybe they can contest. They have set TP here, so... And Galio's always walking forward, but... Oh, Galio's going back mid.
Nope, they don't. I don't believe they have any vision on it. That all that vision nearby is Ruby's, but they do manage to get the Herald. Now, question is, what are they going to be able to do with it?
Yeah. So Rift Herald after the gold plates go down is not as bad to give up as if the gold plating's up still. So maybe that's why they elected to just give that up, because now they get two bottom towers here in exchange for. Well, if nobody responds here, they could just drop this Herald here right now as they are and get two towers themselves top lane.
Looks like Cassidy's trying to stop the backs. Manages to stop sets, but he's not going to be enough.
Galio needs to rotate here and at least try to defend this tower.
Yep, Quinn's coming down. And
Set being caught off right here.
Finds himself against 3. That's a lot of damage coming down. Yumi ult, final chapter.
Flashing.
I did not know you could flash Zet ult, but today here on Titan Esports we have learned something new.
Yeah, so with that Grasp and Dying Rune, electing to go IE instead of the Sanguine Blade now first item for Elspeth. I think IE is more of a normal route build for Quinn, but...
But now we see the first kill for the side of Ruby. And even though it was 9 or 10-0 for the longest time, it's only about a 6k gold lead. You'd think it would be a lot bigger than that.
So the detrimental part about that is Set loses his bounty and it goes to Cassidy, so that kind of ramps Cassidy a little bit up here, but A little bit sloppy there on the backs and just not really respecting any pick potential. As notice flashes on this Kane going so hard on this as Dragon's about to spawn. Caston trying to help, but both so low. I think now the call for Sherbert is just to try to melt this Dragon as Kane and Caston have to recall. TP on Cassidon and Olaf right now. Olaf is top lane matching the set. Set has
Don't believe
TP.
that Olaf wants to be any part of any fights at the moment.
Nope.
Looks like TOS Sherbert is going to pick up this dragon with no contention from the side of Ruby.
Yeah, so gonna be a forced fight for the next dragon, unless they want to elect to give up the air soul. I'm liking the movement that Sherbert's doing here. They're always trying to get flanks and angles with this Nautilus and Echo. Try to get different picks here. Caston and Kane here again. Kane getting picked off again inside our jungle.
Well, that Kane is now, after that death, a whopping 0-5. Now the
And
jungle
Kane's
his
still
own,
not having enough orbs to evolve yet. At least from what I saw, Kane was still not evolved.
his own jungle no longer safe as TOS Sherbert clears out the remainder of the vision. I still can't get over the massive change we see from last game.
It almost looks like two different teams here, honestly. The change of place and confidence going with Sherbert, they basically, you know, played that first game and just lost it out of their mind, and now they're playing much better.
Yep, perhaps they did as we said, just went, alright, we lose this one, let's go to game 2. Let's already start thinking about game 2. And, well, it's what they came up with. I remember Galio was banned last draft, and I can definitely see why Jinja looks extremely comfortable on the champion.
And just the defenses Galio's ultimate brings, the hero's entrance.
It seems to match that roaming big team fight style they have going on.
Lou here getting the Zeke's convergence for the Kai'Sa. Kai'Sa, once she gets this mana immune upgrade, is going to be getting another power spike here.
Yep, looks like she's trying to build her. Oh yeah, I guess it's a perfect time to go over builds. See the Kai'Sa with the mana immune looking to maybe build a Rage Blade out of that pickaxe. Galio has his Proto Belt and a Lost Chapter. Oh, but Cassidon decided he wants to try and fight the Galio and immediately decides against that.
I don't think you can trade with this Galio, he's just so tanky.
Set is at his Bork and looks to be starting a Trinity Force. Echo has Runic
Echo
Echoes, but
should
not
be
his.
close to completing his Proto Bell, and then probably you'll see his Zonias come out of him, but Echo at this point with Zonias and Runic Echoes feels so strong. I love this as a jungler. Yep, as Proto Bell does get completed here.
Oh, and we do see
Galio
Kane transforming into Rost, and Baron is now live, or Baron has been live, I'm not sure. Either way, look to be a bunch of groupings around Baron.
So Galio had a Lost Chapter and Phoenix Codex, and then just picked up a Blasting Wand, so kind of not committing to an item so far, and just kind of getting gold stats from items.
Yep, Kai'Sa now has her completed Rage Blade. No.
Yep, this is a good time for Sherbert to kind of get fights. They completed at least 2 items here between their carries, and
Olaf finally has a completed item in the form of a Black Cleaver and Ninja Tabbies.
though I don't like how they're just letting this Caston and get free farm in the side lane here. But they're just grouping us 5 and just shoving down this throat, so
That's something I would say I'd liked a little bit more. Cassidon now being forced to back or they lose this inhibitor tower. No, like they're just gonna try and clear out the jungle and look to regroup around the future dragon. Perhaps we see
Dragons are going to be coming up. 1 minute 5 seconds.
Are we going to see Ruby try and trade it for a Baron, or do they not have the damage for it?
I don't think Ruby really has the damage for it, or even the tank, honestly. Olaf and Kane are pretty weak right now. Well, they did have a lot of pink wards here, and then now they just dropped pink wards elsewhere. So they kind of retracted their vision a little bit here on Sherbert's side, as Quinn's kind of going into this blindly, not using her
What do you see up there?
heightened senses.
There it goes. Flash.
What
on
a
the
great
red
pick,
line
just-
that
That's
echoing
awesome to see.
Dead before I could even finish blinking.
So that reminds me of my game in the Olympian League with Rufu playing Darius and just pulling somebody over the pit like that. That's pretty cool play.
To see KZMS and oh, there comes.
Their
the
job
Nautilus
is just
ult.
to zone this jungler off the map. He gets inside the pit, but dies.
Wasn't that enough health? But we see the rest of Sherbert. We see two. Or only one
Cassidy
out
going
of it.
inside the pit, he's just gonna leave.
Yeah, he doesn't want any of that.
Thought maybe he'd get the Galio who was so low, but Galio just ran for the hills.
That is
So-
Cloud Soul in the favor of Sherbert, which I would have to say works well for them. But
Yeah, really good for the Nautilus on picks and just the Echo ult, Galio ult. Set coming in with the Trinity Force after the Blade of Ring King instead of a normal Black Cleaver build that we see. Kind of like that because Olaf's not really building full tank here. He went Cleaver himself, and then even though cooldown's good on Set, he is getting 20% cooldown from the Trinity Force, and then all the stats that come with that. Even though he doesn't really use the mana.
and when we see Sherbert looking to group around the Baron,
Looks like they're just trying to get Baron control here. Potential pick. Gaston's still bot lane, but by himself. He is level 13 right now, so
they see
184
that
CS, so just even CS now with the Galio. As Sherbert goes on this Baron now, forcing Ruby to do something, but doesn't look like they're electing to do anything right now. Nobody's moving on the map.
Yep, Set's keeping them locked out. It makes sense once they saw the Cassidin bot lane to make the call to go right on it.
Yeah, so with Sherbert, I would like to see them just basically force this top wave and try to get an inhib out of it. Now is the time to really just use your comp's advantage and kind of go all in right now.
Yep, we see them rotating towards top lane, shepherding in now some Baron minions looking to take this tower. And I don't really think there's much Ruby Esports.
That and Echo take towers so fast too.
Yep, he's got a Sheen now, and he's not afraid to use it off of that E. It is, there's the minion wave.
I think you honestly just give that as Ruby. As Nautilus is going for the dive here on the Quinn. Good Echo stun here on 3 of them.
Yep, the Kane ult comes down as well, and it's a all-out brawl. But it's not quite enough. 3 members of Anonymous Esports Ruby fall, but there's still 2 alive. There was still 2 alive for Anonymous Esports, and yep, there's the ace. And it
As
looks
GG
like
reports jungle comes out from the side of Ruby's own jungler. I don't think you can report yourself unless you submit a ticket against yourself, but...
Sentimento going 0-7 unfortunately on the Kane. Or Rock, I guess
So
is
once
what we call
again, Kappa, we're here for an overnight stay for Game 3. It must be just us. We're here for the game special. I don't get paid enough to do this, but here we are. What else are we gonna do on a Tuesday night, quarantined?
But this is not a we don't get paid. This is Anonymous Esports Ruby versus TOS Sherbert.
Lou owes me some RP for this. Lou becoming a lunar. Nah, that's too bad. That was a bad joke.
Let's keep the jokes to keep the
So
jokes to those
Olaf
who are
actually having
driving.
the most damage, but he was constantly trading with this Set in lane, even though he lost. But look at Set's damage here.
Yeah, so for game 2 here out of this best of 3, who would be your MVP?
This one's tough, actually. Set had such control. I mean, I feel like we always favor the top laners here with the MVPs here, even with Glider League. But Set had so much pressure and everything. But this Galio's ultimates and everything across the map. He went top side, bot side. I think I give it a Galio with this.
I would have to agree with you there. It's Jinja on that Galio looking absolutely as comfortable as he possibly could and keeping the map pressured. And all he had to do was hit level 6.
Yeah. Though that Echo had really good Ws, especially in that last fight. Got a W on 3 people. So basically, Kaisa had a free time attacking champions backline. But yeah, hopefully we kind of see like another early aggressive comp here coming from the Sherbert team, and then who knows what this Ruby team, what they're going to do. This is their first loss of the Titan Esports season. We'll see how they bounce back with this. Hopefully they'll go mental boom.
Yep, and we shall return once everything is set up for game 3 here, and we'll be right back.
longer.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Titan Esports rematch of Glacial Esports. That's not true. That's TOS Sherbert. I apologize. And Unknown. Wow, I'm just looking at the
Man,
icons.
you've been making that mistake all game.
I have been. It is Anonymous Esports Ruby. Going into Game 3, currently 1-1. The bans from Sherbert we see right away are the lack of ban due to the E-sub, KZMS, a Soraka, and a Cassiopeia. On the side of Anonymous Esports Ruby, we have Thresh, Galio, and Syndra.
Yeah, so Glacial really getting the set again for free here. I think set was such a powerful pick, but I mean, they'll probably know that set's probably going top lane now, but look to see that set kind of goes maybe jungle or support here. Maybe they flex it. Fast picks coming here from Ruby's side with Jarvan and Sivir. Maybe they're taking this game a little bit more seriously.
Yep, that could be the case. We're also probably not going to see an Olaf top again, as I think that was part of the problem going into the set. Oh,
Earth getting picked once again. They won last time with Earth on their team. That is Echo.
Supposed to be an Echo.
So looking for kind of a similar comp so far at Sherbert side.
Oh boy.
Yeah, okay. Another Earth!
Oh my. Okay, Sherbert's gotta be.
So
gotta
they're
be
saying that
trolling.
their client glitched again, so
Oh my lord.
they're asking for a redo on the draft because apparently the draft froze or glitched out on the side of a Sherbert's.
Not quite sure what's happened, but all that I know is yeah, I think they just they've abandoned this draft. They're going to make a new one. Ah, boy.
So it looks like they're going to be redoing the draft here, but everything's going to be the same. So we'll be back in a moment. It'll probably go a little bit faster since they already know what they're going to pick here. As they keep on picking Earth, and Earth is screaming in my ear, so I'm going to exit out of that. As the new link has been posted.
That is not the correct link. That is the draft link.
Do we have the new one for the stream yet? You're so good, Quirky. There's no way to mute these sounds, is there? Like, the music, yeah, but not the picks.
Oh, I guess not.
It's so loud in my ear.
All right, everything should fly through pretty quick.
So, like I said, Sherbert's kind of going with the same comp they had last successful with. It's very strong, but they're not going to have the Galio, so it's going to be interesting what they kind of pick to complement and replace this Galio, who's very strong mid lane, held his own, and complemented the team fights very well.
Yep.
It's not how much time you have. It's how you use it.
So
Absolutely.
again, Echo coming in, so that's kind of, it could be a flex pick again, mid or jungle, but the Kai'Sa again shows, so exactly the same comp so far. Maybe as your side of Ruby, you kind of just ban this Nautilus and Leona, so they don't really have that tanky engage support with the Kai'Sa. Wukong getting selected here by Ruby, so that's telling me maybe a top Wukong against the set.
I don't think that goes in the favor of Wukong, and I don't believe there's a lot of picks that actually go into the favor of, or go into set well. But I don't also know that lane at all.
Wings bound and feet earthly tethered. I move against the false.
Looks like
So
we're
Morgana
going to-
getting banned here too. That's a strong ban overall.
Yep, we're going to see a lot of pools getting pinched on both sides here. Looks like the pinch is now going to be towards the supports.
So if Leona does not get banned here from the Ruby side, I suspect Sherbert to ban it. Because...
Heimer?
But... Heimer.
I haven't checked op.gg's, but I don't remember seeing any Heimer dingers.
So Yumi could potentially get picked here, but Janna, very strong support right now as well, just in terms of kiting and peeling for your AD carry. You know, they already have the J4 and Wukong are going to be all in, so Silver's kind of going to be backline by herself with the Set and Echo trying to go on top of her, with the potential Kaisa just ulting behind the backline.
Yep, she is an infiltrator. If I
Earth
still
once
remember
again
anything
getting
about
picked for... Sherbert loves this Earth pick. What champ. So that is going to be a Darius. So that's telling me that's going to be a Set support Echo jungle so far. And maybe this is going to be their mid pick. Earth once
Lord.
again. Looks like Titan Esports drafts too OP for this Sherbert team. Elspeth meant maybe they're just doing this on purpose to ruin Elspeth's mental.
I don't.
Okay, so apparently it's auto-locking champions for them at 25 seconds, so... Sherbert rounded their comp here with a Darius and Orianna, and now Elspeth's comp is going to be finished with a Vladimir. So we have Set, Echo, Kaisa, Darius, Orianna for the side of Sherbert, with Jarvan, Silver, Wukong, Janna, and Vladimir for the side of Ruby.
Some very interesting drafts. Sivir and the Janna is probably the safest lane we've seen in a while. Yeah.
So that does elect to be a Set support against this double ranged and Janna support, so it's going to be very hard for the Set to really get on top of this Janna, because she can just simply Q and World Tornado her Set away.
Yeah, it's going to be quite the difficult time for Set to get on top of anybody, like you said. Wukong being... No, that is
Also,
Wukong
just
top.
the passive movement speed you get from Janna's W is very strong, and I'm pretty sure you still max W on Janna, so that's just going to increase significantly, and against a champion like Darius, unless Darius is going to be running Ghost Teleport, really Darius is going to get kited pretty easily with this Janna. But it's going to be a Darius Wukong top lane, so it's going to be another bloody top lane. Whoever kind of gets ahead is going to basically control the wave till the end of the game. And then we see an Orion and Vlad, so that's going to be a pretty farm-heavy lane. Vlad late game is so annoying, so I'm excited to see if Griffey World can really, farm this out. Basically beat the Cassiopeia game 1 and just have really good farm, play really safe, and just carry the game, those mid-late fights.
That's entirely possible, though I do believe the scaling on the side of Sherbert is, well, that's their that's what they have going in their favor, is the scaling. I could be wrong, however. Like I said, what do I know? I'm a small brain gold jungler.
So the Sherbert scene comp, I think... Oh, so the comps here, since we see the two Earths here, the draft was having issues. So on the Glacial TOS Sherbert, they have Set, Echo, Kaisa, Darius, Orianna. And then on the side of Ruby here, which is the unknown logo, because we don't have the Ruby logo, to the right here, the red team, is Jarvan, Sivir, Wukong, Janna, Vladimir. So...
Quirky
Even...
cats in our ears.
So it's going to be interesting. If Ori can land a really good ultimate leading with the Set engage or Echo engage, it's going to be pretty good for the side of Sherbert. But that Vlad pool diving backline, it's going to be annoying to deal with.
Also have to take into account the Janna ult keeping everybody off the Sivir spell shield, which can make landing that ultimate just that much harder. And J4 and Wukong should be nowhere near their own backline unless they get horrendously caught out. It's going
So
to
I'm a
be
big fan of having set into the J4 because really J4 is trying to EQ into your team and then basically it lands a free ultimate for set to just ult you back into the where you came from essentially. But the Wukong is going to be either following up or engaging primarily, so you have to make a choice. But you got to be careful with the Wukong because you could be ulting the clones, so you don't want to make that mistake.
just have to yell at him back where you came from. And yeah. In the meantime, we're just waiting to get into game.
So again, not really any meta champions being picked right now, at least from what I've been seeing in solo queue. Graves has not been contested or banned in any of these 3 games so far, and I know Sentimento has been playing some Graves, but going with the comfort pick of Jarvan. Rek'Sai was open and elected to go for Jarvan. I think again it's going to be a heavy. I think Echo would try to stick to the top side this game, try to get that Darius ahead against his Wukong, and then once bot lane's kind of 6, then they can go for the basically bot lane dies with the lead. But Darius falling behind to this Wukong is going to be scary, so I think both junglers are going to be looking to try to get their top lane ahead. And mid lane's just going to be kind of like a farm fest.
I'd have to agree there, though we have seen Grifu World being the flashy player in the past. It's entirely possible that he just tries to go for solo kills against that Orianna. And I believe the bot lane for TOS also has to follow the Sivir and Janna rule, which is we're sitting back and farming, you're going to have to do the same.
Yeah, so Sivir is such a great AD carry because she can control the wave so well. She's able to freeze the wave, and then the moment that the bot lane resets or just goes away from that frozen wave, she can shove it so quickly. So I would look for her to kind of just shove early, get the level 2 advantage, so they're kind of safe, and then look to probably just try to freeze, and hopefully that Jarvan can come and helps maybe secure some kills on this this set in Kai'Sa.
Yep.
Let's see, chat. Does chat have any predictions here? Who's going to win this series in this game 3? To all 3,000 viewers we have here. Let me look at this viewer list. We got Unknown Ruby here from Toxic Buzz Lightyear. Another Ruby here from Savage Kittles. What do you think, Gurky? Gurky likes set. All right.
He said it so matter of factly. I like sets.
Jarvan's pretty ripped too. Skittles like the candy. Oh, my apologies. What's your favorite Skittles flavor? Kappa. You ate Skittles, right?
I don't pick them by color. I just kind of shove them all into my mouth, Chief.
So, side note, in high school in my AP psychology class, I did a experiment where they basically did a blind study, switching all the Skittle flavors, and you had to guess what flavor you tasted. And I got like $100 for that. But as we digress and pause, as we're in the game, we're going to pause at 12. I agree, the yellow one is the best one, lemon. And I am paused at 12 exactly. 1-2. Yep, nice toaster.
Oh, don't make fun of toasters. Oh, huh? Why me? I was. standing up
I'll
for your
drive
toaster.
in the opposite direction so you can't catch me. Yes, ma'am.
Ready when you are.
13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
18.
J4 a little bit late coming out of base here. Don't think it's really going to matter as both teams look like they're going to be 5-pointing. Maybe we'll see the Darius and Oriana in the bush together as Glacial Sherbert seems to 5-point like that. And no, Darius spoke too soon.
Yeah, there we go. Looks like Darius is taking the
Kaisa 5-pointing the 2 towers in case they come that way.
the Demacian standard coming down onto Echo, but I guess it's just for BM as both the health.
So we didn't talk about runes this one, but pretty standard runes I would say across both sides.
Yeah, nothing really sticks out. Set does have the Omni Stone, but it's just that.
I
set with
know
Omni Stone and support.
Kappa on my team likes the Ami Stone set support, so maybe Yama has been teaching him how to play that champion. I wouldn't ask Yama for advice. No flame, Yama.
You know, Yama's gonna take it as flame. Shanna ate about half her health trying to get that ward, so.
And that's why it sets ripped. Look how many crunches this guy's banging out. Even when he has a game to play, he's banging out, working out. Fitness. J4 electing to do this red side again. I think he's Sentimento started on the opposite side of the map of his bot lane every game so far. So definitely favoring playing towards his bot lane. Actually, no, he played Kayn last game as blue side and did Raptors. I'm getting everything mixed up here.
Right, it is a late night for the both of us. But nothing looks too out of the ordinary thus far. The Darius did start W. I'd say that's the correct move to do.
So Julian always elects to do red to his Gromp, so I'm thinking he just does that so he gets a blue buff for a longer duration, which is pretty smart. I like that. May have to try that out a few more times too. But as I said, Silver just shoving in early. They got the level 2 first. Sherbert picking up level 2 now. And now that J4's clearing their blue, they're going to let this wave rebound and hopefully try to freeze it maybe, but looks like they're just trading.
Looks like the Sherbert's jungler is just electing to clear as much as he can. Going from red buff to Raptors to Wolves to blue buff. Can't quite say I can agree with that one, but I also prefer playing more gank heavy styles.
So here where J4 is going to be interesting. If he decides to actually clear another camp or wait for this top scuttle, he does have kind of slight priority mid lane, but his Wukong's being shoved in pretty hard, so Wukong's going to have to pretty much pick up this wave as he kind of just sees the Echo's top lane too, and he's probably going to give up the scuttle. Maybe going for the top lane gank instead, so hopefully Echo's communicating that J4's top lane.
Darius did eat a tower shot for that extended trade just a little bit though. It's not going to affect him too much in the long run, I believe. And that's okay.
So J4 looking to take his double Krugs here. Echo getting this scuttle for free. J4 could still look for a top gank here. But
Entirely
everyone just
possible.
seems to be farming.
We said this mid lane was just going to be farm heavy, but instead that Oriana has been poking the Vladimir quite a bit. Quite understand why though, as Vladimir can just heal that all back with, 2 Qs.
Yeah, and Vladimir elected to get the Binion Dematerial. Say that for me there, Kappa. There you go.
There.
Got bubble gum in my teeth right now. Echo top lane, looking for this Wukong.
Yep, the Wukong already popped his W though, so he's just
First blood going to Darius. So Wukong basically cleared that wave. His wave was rebounding back to Darius to try to get a few trade on him with Darius low on mana, but Echo being in the right spot at the right time. Jarvan counter jungling. I like this. Let's see if he tries to set up a play bot lane. Kaisa looks really low, so could be able to.
The dragon spawning and a lot of wards. I believe that's 2 different wards down there from the side of Ruby, but looks like Julian isn't going to go and try and get that early.
Yeah, so with the trading with Oriana, I don't think it's necessarily bad if she's like positioning her balls in ways where she's getting the last hits on CS and getting damage on the enemy champion, so...
I'm not quite sure if she's doing exactly that though.
But no, it looked like she was just kind of going for the trades. Echo bot lane now.
Echo bot lane set.
No
fat
TP on the top lane, so this is a... Both top laners not taking TP this game.
That is the flash from Janna and the heal from Elspeth.
So Darius really wants to just freeze his top lane now, that knowing that Wukong doesn't have Ignite or TP. Just wait for Echo to come back top lane. Whereas Echo's still electing to stay bot lane, try to really protect this bot lane here. Janna recalling in this bush, hopefully they know that she's there.
No, they figured it out.
Yep.
I believe that's Janna going to go down. They give it over to Morty.
Kaisa picking up the kills, so Echo just giving the kills to his carries. Very, very good jungler. Me on the other hand, I would take those.
Oh, Wukong goes a little too far, eats a tower shot. Well, no, the Darius did hook him into tower range and then followed by the slow, but either way, that goes a kill towards... Oh!
Yep.
And Echo finds his way mid lane and picks up Vladimir.
Yeah, so I mean, again, Julian's playing this kind of... this J4, and Echo has put out 4 to 5 ganks already, and J4 0. Darius playing that phenomenally, had that wave slow pushing into him. Wukong was hoping that he would
They can't hide.
fight him inside the minions, so the minions would do a lot more damage, but grabbed him out, got a tower shot on him, and killed him. Now Darius is going to be significantly ahead in this game. Though, Sivir does have a good CS lead, so they do have late game with the Vlad and Sivir. Wukong looking for another trade here on Darius.
There's the Ignite coming down, and that's going to be the Darius falling.
Down.
That's also a shutdown to that Wukong.
So he needs to be careful when that Wukong does have a Ignite, because he's not going to be able to heal as much as he think he is when he's using for that Q on Wukong. So just playing with a little bit fire. Looks like he's going that Trinity build with the Phage and 2 daggers.
There goes the
Julian going for the Dragon opposite side of the map here with Set and Echo. Looks like Sherbert should be able to get away here. Again, both games haven't been seeing any bot lane swapping with the top lane for this Heralds early on, so not really a prime objective between both these teams. Which I think is one of the stronger objectives. I would rather have a Rift Herald than an Air Drake, in my opinion. But Echo looking for this Vladimir mid lane. Kind of hard to gank this guy. Or he ults into
We see the
pulls
shockwave
immediately.
come down, but the flash and the phase rush are too much. Echo cannot pick that up.
So now they get priority mid lane. They're going to be shoving this. Maybe get some plates here for the Oriana, 1 or 2. Echo clearing the counter raptors there, getting that baby raptor. 20 CS, about 5 camps down to this J4. So I mean, obviously Echo has been ganking a lot more as he has 3 kill participation. But Julian has been just farming.
J4 taking the advantage anytime Echo shows anywhere else. Though the XP doesn't really show it quite yet.
Yeah.
There we see another trade up top lane, though.
J4 flashing on top of the Wukong here, but not enough damage coming out, and Wukong just surviving. So Darius making 2 mistakes in a row now, and letting this Wukong basically match the kills that Darius has. In terms of gold leads, Wukong actually has about 100 gold lead now, getting a shutdown from Darius earlier. So for how active Echo has been, he hasn't really been too active since those first couple games on his before his first reset. So I would hope to see him complete this Runic Echoes and then really get back to ganking top lane and Trying to secure some leads for his team. Did get the gank on off mid lane for the Vladimir flash, but Ori wasn't not really able to get any gold plates here. Let's see. Sivir is just constantly shoving this wave in on the Kaisa. 93 to 73 CS, about 20 CS differential. Set coming around the flank. Janna ults. Set ults her back, right back, flashing out from the Janna. Kaisa ulting on top of the Janna. Should be able to pick her up, flashing. And now Sivir's in a 1v2 here, chasing the Kaisa around. Oriana's ball comes to save her, misses the ultimate though. Should be able to finish the Sivir, but Sivir gets both kills here. Going 2 for 2 trade. 2 kills going to Sivir, 2 kills going to Kaisa. And now we got J4 and both junglers topside. As Darius really tries to survive, but gets bursted way too quickly. Now Echo's here, 1v2. Doesn't even use his ultimate. Maybe he's trying to position his ultimate a little bit better there, but... So now what seemed to be an early gold lead for Sherbert has turned into about a 1500, 1200, 1300 gold lead for Ruby, as they're gonna get more gold for all these gold platings here now. Again, we have the Man Immune coming out for Kaisa, IE already picked up for Sivir.
One thing I have to question here is why Vladimir has not finished an item at all. Instead, he has elected to go a Hextech Revolver and a needlessly large rod, whereas Oriana now has a full Loonies.
Yeah, that is pretty weird. Usually you kind of see the, as Set's looking for another gauge here, has the Predator from the Omni Stone. Waiting out the spell shield. Oh, it does not wait long enough though. And Sivir just blows her flash getting out there safely, so Set kind of not being patient enough there. But Dragon coming up here. And now they have 4 members here. Vlad's just been pushing mid lane, got some gold plating.
Yep, but here it comes, the big dragon fight that we all knew was going to happen.
Both these top laners don't have TP, so they're both top lane, so it's going to be a 4v4.
Yeah.
No ult on the Sivir, and no summers on the Sivir if they're tracking them correctly. But, looks like Ruby is starting the dragon there. Echo's looking for an engage. They peel off the W for the Echo. Now Dragon's going to be attacking them for a little bit. Doesn't AoE damage, so they got to be careful not to get damaged too much here.
Yep, they just have
Wasting the ultimate on the Vladimir, he just pulls away.
Oh, no. They just have to be wary because Vladimir's on the backside. But it looks like that dragon's gonna go.
And now Wukong just shoved the top lane and he is rotating mid, so this is not going to be a fight they want. As he just clones in, invisible in, ults in.
Oriana.
So now Ruby has full priority on this dragon, as just Oriana just not looking as confident and strong as he was on the Galio.
That's going to be the Infernal Dragon. Unless there's a Miracle Steel from... Nope, Echo is just going to his buff instead.
Yeah, so Darius not even really getting anything for that. You would think he would be able to kind of shove this wave a little bit faster and try to get more tower damage, but Wukong being up there, catch that wave. As J4 comes down on Kaisa, ults Cataclysm. Kaisa just R's out of it. Still no completed item here by the Vladimir. Let's see. So now Wukong's at a favorable CS lead and 4 kills to the 2 kills. Don't see that going Darius' favor anytime soon. Maybe when Darius gets those Ninja Tabbies and Trinity Force he could trade, but Wukong again looking for this top scuttle, maybe for a mid roam. Lucifer Eyes is looking for a goal check quirky, so can we hit the X button for him?
The X button.
Yeah, Lucifer Eyes wants to see gold for a second. X.
Nope, nope. That is.
You're
That
not
is
hitting
O,
it.
friend.
No, O shows him. Yeah, she hit it.
Oh no, O shows. I don't know.
O shows the tap score. And you can press X again there, quirky. As Wukong's going all in on this Darius. Darius pulling the Wukong into tower again. Echo's following up.
Yeah, but we see the
Ignite, it just
coming
bursts them down.
This time Wukong has no Cyclone, but he does have a Bork, and he is not afraid to smack down the Echo that shows up.
So this Wukong's reminding me of Leaf Elites in that finals against Syndicate Tier 1 where Griffey World was the one playing the Wukong. Just going from 0-2 to 6-2 now, just playing phenomenally. Or again, ulting this Vladimir. Vladimir's just going to pull away. Really tough matchup for Vladimir, for Oriana, just to really solo kill that Vladimir.
Let's try.
I don't think at this point.
Yeah, that's true. Echo again just didn't use his ultimate.
Take this.
I don't remember what I was gonna say. It's all good. It happens. Doesn't look like really much is going to happen. Uh-oh, set flashes in,
Rictus.
followed up by the face breaker. Into the Falcon Punch, but not enough.
Yeah, this Darius can't do anything in this Wukong now. It's just... It looks like Sherbert's getting a little bit desperate now, trying to pick a winning lane to really get behind. It was looking good for Sherbert, but then Echo just kind of stopped his high tempo ganking pass, and a couple of mistakes by the Darius trying to go all in again on the lead he had on Wukong and giving up 2 kills. Oriana electing to use his ultimate a couple times on the Vlad and not really getting anything from it.
Yeah, that
But
Oriana should be
still
saving
not
that
over.
ball.
Better duck.
Should be saving the ball for at least 1 to 2 people. However, it looks like there is a
J4
dive set up. The ball command shockwave does come down, and yeah, no, that's not going to be enough. However, we do see this set taking down the J4, but no survive.
Yeah,
no
so luckily
survivability.
Set was kind of in the right position to help the Ori, but a little too late because Wukong and J4 were there in a position to dive the Oriana, and then Sivert just kind of basically kills Kai'Sa. Nice stun by the Echo here, but I think
think he got
Sivert
creep
gets the
blocked.
crit.
I think he got creep blocked, and the Sivir got a crit.
Team's turret has been destroyed.
The Zeal buffs are live now, though. Granted, it's just movement speed, but sometimes it's enough. Anyway...
Yeah, nothing's looking good for Sherbert's way now. I mean, paused the game at like 8 minutes or so, and it looked like Sherbert was gonna have a pretty good time this game, but now the Wukong is 3 levels up on this Darius. Rocking the Triforce, Blade of the Rune King, and now looking to build Death Dance here, as they're basically looking for this 3rd Drake.
That will put them on Soul Point. The ocean. Uh-oh. Wukong over the wall. Takes the Blast Cone back over. Thought for a second there was going to be a much bigger fight than that, but Wukong did not have ult. Now we see the rest of Ruby Esports positioning to keep TOS off of the Dragon. However, Sherbert finds the Sivir, who is forced to pop her ultimate to get out. And yeah, now they're just going to give up the Dragon.
It's basically a side distraction, really, just to give up the Ocean Soul, or Ocean Drake. Rift Herald's gonna be coming up within the next minute and a half. But, yeah, I mean, Vlad now has Spellbinder and Proto Belt completed. 5 stacks on his Dark Seal. There's a couple gold bounties on these teammates, so they may Sherbert may well want to look to group and get a pick on somebody, but Wukong's just so strong for this Darius. I don't think anybody on this team is going to be able to deal with this Wukong at this point.
Yep, the Herald.
It wasn't
goes-
Rift Herald spawning, it was Baron spawning, my apologies.
Yep, the Herald goes down, but they can already take that tower, so they still have a full charge off of that Herald for this inhibitor tower. I have no doubt we'll probably see that fall. Set uses his Hex flash over the wall, tries to use the face breaker, but everybody disperses out just well enough. And we do see the Herald get... Nope, the Herald did get its charge off. But Vladimir's down in bot side and takes that tower. And is now turning his attention to the Krugs.
It's just weird. All three of these games have just been like kind of one-sided. Not really any point in the game where it's been a bit even. It always seems to be in one favor of the other team, instead of like a seesaw. But yeah, this Echo has been not playing the same Echo he was last game. That's for sure.
Oh, not at all. He's landed a couple of good stuns, but that's
Do we
That's
dare
about
say
it.
Smurf? I'm not PIT member for the Olympian League, so I may have to talk to the Olympian director and make sure this account is the correct one.
I believe it's entirely I believe it was entirely the mid lane pick that made that Echo so comfortable. Having the Galio ult at 6 means that he can just run around, do whatever he pleases after he hits 6 as well. And,
So I think if you're Ruby here, you just send Wukong bot lane, and you basically pressurize a team top lane. Maybe elect to try to do a Baron, but I don't really think they really have to do Baron right now.
say Wukong or Vladimir, both of those have enough items and 1v1 potential to pretty much fight, I think, just about anybody on the side of Sherbert, with the exception of... No, they can fight anybody.
They see the Vlad bot lane, so they're trying to get a pick here. So if Ruby did elect to do the 1-3-1 approach, I mean, there is 700 gold bounty on the Wukong, so I would like to see Sherbert kind of just 5-man this Wukong if possible, but they're probably gonna lose a lot for it. They try, as 4 people go down for this Vladimir. 3 people now.
We see the command shockwave also popped onto the Vladimir yet again. Vladimir uses his phase rush and flash to get out. Meanwhile, up top lane, Set finds himself trying to defend a tower against 3.
And we see Echo use his ultimate finally.
Yep, it is a 1-3-1 strat here from...
80 carry 1v1 here.
I don't think Kai'Sa wins that one.
Got baited. Also got baited there. Unfair.
Yeah, but they do lose the top inhibitor tower for it. Darius finds Janna, but nobody else is over there. Oh, down.
Yeah, but the
comes
rest of the
Echo
Sherberts here clean it
stun.
up. Great Echo stun.
Yeah, but the problem is they still have Vladimir bot lane, who's just split pushing his way.
So I think
The other
Echo picked
inhibitor
up
tower.
both bounties for Wukong and Sivir there.
Yeah, he should be looking to buy, or not buy anything, I guess. But he is sitting pretty with gold. He does now have a Sheen and a Aether Wisp, so that's going to be most likely a Lichbane. Are they calling for the Baron, or are they just trying to? Looks like they're just trying to clear out vision.
So what's scary about Ruby's team comp is, I mean, Wukong and J4, Wukong soon's going to be pretty kind of just plateau. And then J4 isn't really like a late game presence too. But this Echo, Orianna, and Kai'Sa, they're going to scale pretty heavily. And even with Darius, even if he's not doing that too much damage, if he just gets the 5 stacks and then pressures 5 stacks on every other champion and just gets ult resets, that's basically his job, honestly. But I think once he gets a few more items, if they're both full builds, I think he should be able to handle the Wukong pretty convincingly.
Yep, that bleed from both the Death Stance that he has now and the bleed from Darius passive, you watch your health kind of melt away a little bit.
Yeah, so they do know Kai'Sa has no summoners, as he elected to use both of them, like chasing the Sivir already. But Wukong getting a nice flank here.
Yep, Sherbert turns their attention to the dragon, tries to melt that as fast as possible. Darius and Set are trying to keep the rest of that team off of their backline. Vladimir found his way into the pit and died for it, but
Ruby just needs to go either mid lane here or go Baron. Let them go mid lane.
Better duck.
Yep, the two that died, of course, were the two keeping the main team off of the backline.
Blue team's
I
turret
would
has
have.
been
I would like to see
destroyed.
them go with the Baron here. Maybe if they get the 2 inhibs here, that would be fine.
Destroyed.
I think that's all they need to take. Of course, they elect to go to take the bottom one, as it is the furthest lane away from Baron that can set it up for later.
This is gonna give so much farm for Sherbert if they're able to actually hold these super minions coming. But it's also gonna be much more difficult for them to hold if once they get the Baron here. As Siver's almost getting caught out here, but Janna Tornado just going. Kaisa ulting back in.
No, no,
Janna
sorry.
R.
Oh, my bad.
Not your bed. I'm color. As we get a 9 times Darius, please, in the chat.
Like, they're going to take their backs and probably turn their attention to the Baron and look to end. At least that's what I would do.
This Vlad is very close to getting death cap too.
Ooh, yeah, you're right. He's sitting on the two needlessly large rods. He just needs to finish that up. But now he is currently being chased down by 3 members of Sherbert. Stop the chase to pick up the CS, having to deal with those supers, of course.
So I don't like when the J4 goes elects to go the Cinderhulk build and then goes into Cleaver. I don't like that. I would like to see if you're gonna commit to full tank, you just kinda go full tank as J4. So other cooldown items you can get for the full tank. But I mean, you know, to each their own. I'm just a hard stuck jungler.
I see that chat over there saying a top diff. Don't know if I'd have to agree with that. Darius, well,
My
yeah,
boy
I don't know,
Oro
maybe.
King missing out on his performance last game, game 2, with the Fried Chicken Esports. Gallia was popping off. That's another team right there, Fried Chicken Esports. They look pretty good.
I voiced my concern about them. If a
I forgot when we play them, but it's gonna be exciting. We do play Elspeth's team right here, Ruby. So I guess I get a little free scouting here as they start the Baron.
Yep. Ruby turns their attention to the Baron. Don't believe there's any vision over there that allows Sherbert to know that. For some reason,
Yeah, basically, if they contest that Baron, they know they lose 100% if they lose that fight. Where now they kind of maybe they can hold the Baron, hold the push. They have decent wave clear with the Echo and Orianna and Kaisa for the super minions here. But I think Ruby really just dies. They have all the flashes up right now, except Sever. But they can really just dive heavy with the Wukong and J4 and just cause chaos in the long run. Set's right in front line here.
oh, there's a good command shockwave, and J4 instantly falls thanks to the Echo, but I don't think that's enough to keep them within this game.
So
Yeah,
Lou
wow.
actually played that pretty well with his set, but I mean, the team just got melted pretty heavily. But it looks like Sever's going to be able to push this for free. Oriana's up. Don't see her stopping this.
Not much.
And we're going to see Winions here close it out.
Baron minions and super minions too strong, and we will see TOS Sherbert fall to Ruby Esports. That is 2-1 in the favor of Ruby Esports. So, who would be your MVP, my friend?
Yeah, I agree. The Cinder Black Cleaver is a good bruiser build, yeah. I like to see you got the Guardian coming up. But this MVP this game, I mean, again, top lane. He was down 0-2, and then he just basically got it early, cashed in on a mistake of Darius, got that gold back. And then again, Darius tried to dive him, got the kill back, and then used those 2 kills when he got even, and took over the lane. And I think he was the MVP for the first game as well on the Cassiopeia.
Yep, he scaled well. He did basically he's done everything he's needed to do as a top laner. I didn't see too many questionable plays out of him. Yeah.
I'll have to go ask him and see if he's available.
Oh boy. Doo-doo.
Man, it's Tyler JV 8080. Please. Tyler JV 8080.
Hello.
We live?
Right. Hello, hello. We now have I'm Bad, You're Awful here with us in the shoutcasting desk. How do you feeling after that win?
I'm feeling pretty good.
Right.
Wukong is OP, I guess.
I'd say it's a pretty good pick into Darius. You definitely showed that off quite a bit. Do you guys have any special prep going into this match, or did you guys just kind of wing everything?
Not really. We just do draft as it goes, you know. Just pick good champions, I guess.
Good champions, fair enough.
Yeah.
Were you scared this game after losing to the set game 2 to see the set top lane again, or did you were you kind of confident that Wukong into set was a favorable matchup for you?
I was confident that Wukong into set was a good matchup. I'm not sure why they picked Darius into Wukong, which is a much worse.
Yeah, me too.
Much worse matchup, but in the end, it worked out for us. So.
And then also game 1, I know you picked the Cassiopeia, and then they had a Malphite and Vigar. Were you surprised Malphite actually matched you top lane, and then didn't even build any MR early on? He rushed Sunfire Cape.
Well, I wasn't surprised that the Malphite was matching the top lane, but I was totally surprised by the Sunfire Cape and Tabby. Normally, we'd go on adaptive helmet versus Cassio.
I agree.
All right. Well, I believe this is Anonymous Esports' first time into Titan. If you guys, I don't know if you've paid attention to all the teams or anything, but is there any player or team that you are on the lookout for at all?
I have no idea, honestly.
I think it's just 3 Alifa members, and then this is the Upsurge team, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, so they probably don't know anybody. Maybe Elspeth and Griffu and Otter would maybe know.
Grifu and Sentimendio, or whatever his name is. I don't know how to say it.
You don't know your own player's name?
It's a hard name.
It's all right.
Oh, how did you guys feel about game 2 about his Kane jungle?
That was a bit of a rough one. I got solo killed, and he died, and then I died again, and it's just 1v9 from that point.
Yeah, it's good to see that you guys kept the mental pretty high after that game 2 loss to lose team here, but good win. You guys played pretty well.
Yep.
Any questions for you, Kappa?
I already asked exactly what I was going to. With everything being said, though, to anybody still here, stay safe. Have a good night.
Thank you for coming to our Tuesday night special. Let's not do this again.
Agreed.